Welcome to the Rummage Report for April 26, 2026. Today's topic is California man arrested after shooting at Trump event. Jordan Progress kicks us off today.
Hey guys, I just read about this shooting incident at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where a teacher named Cole Allen opened fire at a security checkpoint. Thankfully, no serious injuries happened, but it raises some really serious concerns about rising political violence and what that means for everyday folks. When people feel pushed to the brink, whether it's because of economic stress, healthcare issues, or just feeling unheard, it can lead to drastic actions like this. Allen's actions don't exist in a vacuum. They reflect a broader environment of division and anger that Trump's administration has often stoked. This isn't just about one person. It's about a culture that's normalizing violence and confrontation, which can make people feel less safe in their communities. We can't ignore the real-world implications here. People are struggling with stagnant wages, rising costs of living, and healthcare access. That's where the anger comes from. If we don't address these systemic issues, we could see more incidents like this.
Jordan, you're right that this incident reflects a troubling culture of political violence, and it's no surprise that people are feeling pushed to the brink with economic stress and healthcare struggles. However, while you highlight systemic issues, we also need to look at the immediate consequences of this kind of violence. It could lead to increased security measures at public events, which in turn raises costs for taxpayers and event organizers. Those expenses matter, especially when many families are already feeling the pinch from inflation. We should be cautious about how this incident might impact community safety and trust in public gatherings, without jumping to conclusions about broad policy changes.
Jordan, I see your point about how economic stress can lead to anger and violence, and you're right that we need to address these systemic issues. But let's not overlook the immediate safety implications of this incident. Sam is spot on about the costs associated with increased security measures. It's going to hit taxpayers and event organizers hard. And let's be real, this shooting highlights a deeper problem: the erosion of safety in places like California, where lax policies allow unstable individuals to roam free. We need to support strong border policies and hold sanctuary cities accountable to protect everyday Americans from this kind of violence. It's about ensuring our communities are safe while also addressing the root causes of discontent.
Casey, you're right to highlight the immediate safety implications, but framing the issue solely around border policies and sanctuary cities misses the broader context. The reality is that this kind of violence is often rooted in economic despair and a sense of disenfranchisement. Just look at Cole Allen, a teacher facing pressures that many Americans can relate to, like economic instability and healthcare access. It's not just about security at events. It's about addressing the systemic issues that lead someone to feel so desperate that they resort to violence. If we don't tackle the underlying causes, we'll keep seeing these incidents, and that's what really endangers our communities.
Jordan, you nailed it when you pointed out that economic despair can drive people to desperation, as seen with Cole Allen's actions. However, Casey's emphasis on safety and the implications of increased security measures is also crucial. If we start ramping up security at public events, it could lead to higher costs for taxpayers and event organizers. This isn't just about feeling safe. It's about how we allocate resources when families are already struggling with rising costs of living. We need to find a balance between addressing the root causes of violence and ensuring public safety without burdening everyday Americans further.
Jordan, you're absolutely right that economic despair can drive people to desperate actions, and that's a huge concern. But let's not forget the immediate fallout from incidents like this. Sam is correct that increased security measures will hit taxpayers hard, especially in a state like California, where costs are already soaring. We can't ignore that the environment of safety is deteriorating, partly due to policies in sanctuary cities that allow unstable individuals to operate freely. This incident isn't just an isolated event. It's a wake-up call for stronger border enforcement and accountability for those policies. It's about protecting our communities and ensuring that everyday Americans can feel safe at public events.
The conversation. The discussion centered around a recent shooting incident at a Trump event, with each participant expressing concerns about rising political violence. Jordan Progress emphasized the systemic issues contributing to such violence, linking it to economic despair and healthcare struggles, while Casey Liberty and Sam Balance focused more on the immediate safety implications and the financial burden of increased security measures. They agreed on the importance of addressing economic stress, but diverged on the solutions, with Casey advocating for stronger border policies and accountability in sanctuary cities, while Jordan maintained that addressing root causes was crucial to preventing future violence. Worth thinking about: how can we balance the need for increased security at public events with the financial implications for taxpayers and event organizers, especially in times of economic strain? To what extent should government policies, such as border enforcement and sanctuary city regulations, be adjusted in response to incidents of political violence? What role do social and economic conditions play in driving individuals to commit acts of violence? And how can we effectively address these root causes without compromising public safety? If you asked me, and remember, I'm a raccoon, I'd say maybe we should focus on addressing the trash before worrying about the raccoons rummaging through it.